Good evening, Jeff Dawson here, Amazon best-selling author of Love's True Second Chance, Why Did Everything Happen, Occupation, Gateway Pioch. All those books are available on Amazon. And if you enjoy what you hear on my videos and my Anchor podcast, be sure to like and share and drop a comment. Tonight I want to talk about the networks in the lead story, which is really just stupid. The lead story for what's it been? 2 or 3 days? Speaker of the House goes to a salon and gets her hair done. I don't think the press gave the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki as much coverage as this is getting. I understand she is being a hypocrite. Since California, as I understand, all their salons are shut down. You can't go inside. And there's something about if you do go, it's got to be outside or your hair's got to be blown outside. I don't know, and I don't give a damn. And you got to wear a mask, of which apparently she violated all of the above. Okay, she's a hypocrite. So what? It makes no sense to me. It's a story. You covered it. Move on. It doesn't have to fill up 3 days and be the lead story hour after hour after hour after hour, along with everyone's opinion. Everybody's got an opinion, you bunch of dumbasses. You know, I actually look up the anchors. I don't care which channel it is, MSNBC, CNN, Fox, ABC, blah, 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 just to see where they went to school and what they got their degree in. I'm not impressed. Because all it shows me is that, well, you're educated and you're still an idiot. Who the hell is producing these shows and giving you this crap to spew out? But there's a new game in town that doesn't advertise itself as a show. And it started Tuesday the 1st. Is that correct? Yeah. Tuesday the 1st. News Nation on WGN. I've been watching the commercials for about 2 months, and it's like, what do you got to lose? They say they're going to be fair and unbiased with no opinions. Yeah, you trying to pull my leg and pull a fast one on me? Well, after 5 days, I am pleased to report that's exactly what they're doing. When Trump went to Kenosha, they showed the motorcade, they showed the people that he greeted that welcomed him there, and they showed the protesters. They interviewed a few people from both sides, and that was it. They moved on to the next story. But damn, they didn't tell me what to think. They didn't tell me how to digest this. Extremely refreshing. Absolutely brilliant. And what's even more brilliant, on Wednesday evening, I got to thinking, it's a 3-hour broadcast. Broadcast, not show. Broadcast. 7, 8, and 9. I had to scratch my head and go, 7, 8, 9. Oh, damn. They're taking on MSNBC, CNN, and Fox on their heavyweight hours. Man, you talk about balls and guts. A new news station, and I will emphasize news, is taking on the big boys on the block. And right now, I think they are slamming the hell out of them. because I will watch them for, say, 10, 15 minutes, unless they got a really compelling story coming on. And I'll switch back to one of the other big three and just about puke all over myself. Because the other networks, they're not reporting the news. And they aren't talking to you. They are talking at you with a 15-pound sledgehammer that you damn well better believe what we say, or you're just an idiot. I mean, hell, what was it last week where Tucker Carlson had a segment on Chris Cuomo? Who gives two shits? When does a, quote, news network start investigating the reporters of the other networks? What a waste of time. Have you nothing else to talk about? Are you trying to put them in a bad light? Well, of course the viewers on Fox don't like Chris Cuomo, and the CNN viewers don't like Tucker, and they don't like Sean, and they don't like Laura. I can't stand Laura, that nasal nose sound. Oh, God. Shut up. Martha, I mean, go through the list. This is not news. This is two kids in the sand pile not getting their way, but we have to fill up a whole segment. I don't know what the hell the producers of those networks are thinking, but they're about to get a real education in journalism and ass kickings, because I want to see the ratings in about 2 weeks. WGN, MSNBC, Fox, and CNN. I want to see how they're all three stacking up. But I mean, what a brilliant, daring, bold, risky chance WGN took at going up against the big three. I think it's great because it is a 3-hour broadcast. I cannot stress that enough. Broadcast. You know how much time they gave Nancy Pelosi? Maybe a minute at the most, which, you know, if you can stand looking at her for more than a minute, good luck with that. That was it. It wasn't the lead story. Night after night after night after night after night. And, you know, it's like Fox. It's like the gerbil on the wheel, or the hamster going around in circles and not getting anywhere. Every show that I saw with Fox, that was the lead story. Nancy's a hypocrite. I don't give two shits. We know that, okay? That's it. Move on. Drop it. We get it. She ain't running for president, and she's going to win her district unless there is a huge shift in the paradigm in that San Francisco district, and I don't see that happening. Really, I don't see that happening. So what is your point of wasting all of this airtime on her? You know, if you've got an answer, you can leave a comment. I don't have one. Those people aren't going to vote her out of office. Why would they? They're dyed-in-the-wool Democrats. Get over it. She's in. The only thing you can hope for in November is that you regain the House if you don't want her Speaker of the House. So why don't you concentrate on the other Republican candidates across the country that are running, instead of hammering on some crazed old woman who went and got her hair done? I don't care. Give me a minute, 2 minutes, please, 2 minutes, no more than 2 minutes. Because she doesn't care. You saw it in her interviews. And that's all I've got to say about that. Hell, she sounded like Forrest Gump. I don't care. WGN does. In fact, they had a story tonight on COVID. And I have several friends, and we have argued over the numbers. This is one of my spreadsheets. You might not be able to see it or understand it, but there it is. And I've been tracking this since the end of week ending April 19th. It's Labor Day weekend. We've heard the warnings. We've heard the shots fired across the bow. Be safe, social distance, wear your mask, go on. Because they told us that if you, depending on which network you listen to, there was a massive explosion after Mother's Day, after Memorial Day, after July 4th. They're predicting a huge explosion because of the motorcycle rally in Sturgis. We'll find out about that tomorrow when I crush the numbers. But from what I've heard on the broadcast, the numbers are dropping. Well, I was arguing with my friends, and they were like, well, if you know so damn much, well, why don't you just get on there and do this and do that? Well, because they're having knee-jerk reactions. No matter what channel they're listening to, they take it as that's the gospel. That's what I heard. Of course, they also say that about sports and, well, I heard on this station that this is what they're going to do, and I'm like, okay. Did you verify it? Well, no. It's just what I heard. Well, why don't you verify it? And that's one reason I kept doing this chart. So, Memorial Day weekend, there was supposed to be this massive explosion, right? So, week ending 5/25, there was 1,682,017 cases. Week ending 6/1, 1,843,035 cases. So that's an increase of 152,000 from the week before of weekend in 5/25 of 73,933 cases. So it doubled. But if it takes 2 weeks for the virus to actually incubate and show up, then weekend in 6/7 should have just been a disaster. 1,959,009 cases. An increase of 124,974,000. That's down 30,000. And this is what WGN was talking about tonight, that when they crushed the numbers and they talked to a few of their experts, it didn't pan out. So let's look at July 4th. So week ending 7/5, 2,886,252 cases. Week ending 7/12, 3,290,994 cases, an increase of 404,742 from the prior week. Okay. On 7/19, 3,781,895 cases. Now there was an uptick here. It was up to, there was 490,901,000 cases. So that is an increase of just under 90,000 from the week before. So there is possibly a deduction there that, okay, maybe after July 4th, it did have an effect. But then we are testing more people. And the percentages of the cases keep dropping. Like from weekend in 4/19 on the death rate side. The death rate side started at of 726,913 cases. There were 34,322 deaths. And we know the bulk of that was up in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, in that tri-state area, which was 4.72. Well, week ending 8/30, we're up to 182,611 deaths, which is 3.056% of confirmed cases. So it's gone from 4.72. It maxed at 5.927, week ending 5/7, and now we're down to 3.056. Now, that's not to say that this is not a deadly virus. But the thing I like about WGN is they are reporting the news. They aren't talking about endlessly Nancy getting her hair done. Nobody cares. I already said that. They are reporting the news. And I highly recommend, if you haven't seen any of their broadcasts, tune in, give it a listen. It's well worth your time. Because when they were talking about the COVID numbers, and I looked at mine and I said, hey, we've got something here. And yes, it does look like there could be something from July 4th. But overall, the numbers are coming down. And I also understand, yes, so far, the United States leads the world in deaths. But also remember, we are the third largest country in the world between China and India population-wise. Now, we'll never know China's true numbers. Don't see that happening. Is it a tragedy? How many people have died from this? Absolutely. This is a given. It is a real tragedy that due to governor decrees that COVID patients were put into nursing homes, which accounts for 40% of the deaths in the of the 182,000. 40% have come from nursing homes. That's not good. And I'll let the courts figure that out. But I'm going to conclude this with give WGN a chance because it is a broadcast. It's not like watching Fox where great show, Sean and Tucker, and take it away, Martha, or the guys on the other one. That was really good, Chris, and yeah, yeah, but you're getting into my time, and you had a great show, and now it's time for my show. This is not a show. This is news. So far, so good. So if you got the time and you want to actually watch a real news broadcast like the ones that I grew up with back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, give WGN a shot. I think you'll like it.